there is nothing good or bad. And that's why I told you about the ABC strategy.
Right, absolutely.
There is nothing good or bad, but you have your strong points. That is where the ABC comes in. You have a question on the ABC strategy, I believe you wanted to discuss something on that.
Yes, sir. Because as you said, like we have to first rank all the questions on the basis of A, B or C, and we have to start the B questions. So I'm not clear, sir, why shouldn't we start with A, because we are fully confident in A, sir.
So Mahesh, the reason I talked about the ABC is that you have to look at that entire video in entirety. Yeah?
Yes,
you
sir.
cannot say ABC and I only do ABC. The first time that I want to do ABC is when I'm sitting in the examination hall. You will 100% fail. Because you'll mess up B, and because of that you'll mess up A also. You have to practice that as you go along. Those mock tests that you have to do, you have to get acclimatized to that situation. Assume that is the exam. Start with that B so that you know. So B is not that you don't know anything. B, you already know a lot of it. And you'll get clarity as you go along. Right? It's not that what you don't know is C.
Yes, sir.
You know, you'll be able to, guesswork, or you'll be able to do something or the other. Because you've done the entire course, you'll be able to write something which is relevant.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I won't say guesswork, but at least something relevant. So that is C. B is something you're almost there. There could be something here or there. A is always there in your pocket.
I got that, sir, but suppose we start with B, and if we suppose somewhere in the middle.
So that we already know that we will be somewhere in the middle.
Yes, B you already know. You already know that your A is always there in your pocket.
Hukum guide.
Then why not A, sir? If that is already in our pocket, we can also save our time.
No, but A which you're already thinking is 100, and supposing something goes wrong.
Yes, sir.
Supposing your mind, you're given 3 hours. 3 hours you've got to produce everything which is there in your mind. 1 second your mind goes here and there, you're gone. So if that happens with your A, your B and C are anyways not clear. You will lose focus, you'll get nervous, you'll mess up.
I agree with you, but what he's saying I can relate to it, because when we sit in the exam, I know what he's talking about, the experience we go through while writing the exam. What happens is you start with a question, somewhere you're stuck in the middle, and that's the moment that panic starts, because you're losing out on time, and that is where the entire that's
what I'm saying. So you have to look at that video that we discussed. So but you have to do it with that mock test.
Right.
With the mock test, you will know, okay, for a 20-mark question, I have 36 minutes. The minute you're going beyond that, you have to leave it, even if it's A. If it's A. But you will get used to all this once you've done that mock test. You already know the course after doing it 3 times. First time when you did the course and you appeared, as long as you appeared seriously, you know the course. Second time, the only thing is, as we discussed, you start from chapter 1, page 1 and went the same way. Yeah? Third time the same thing. This is only trying to do something in hopefully a better fashion. Attempt the paper the way it is in the exam.
Right.
And try it. I'm not saying this is gospel's truth. If A, B, C works with you want to go with A,
but then
let me know. It may not work with everyone.
Right.
It worked with me.
But then again, what you're talking about ABC, it cannot be taken in isolation, because what you are thinking about ABC is in the interest of time. That is how I can interpret it.
Time is if you go back to your traditional way of writing the exam.
ठीक, बस अभी ये question तो मैं पूरा करके
ही रहूँगा 3 घंटे.
Like you mentioned last time, we get
married to the question. Yeah, exactly. So here you have an allotted time. If you think if you will not lose focus and you can finish, you can move on. So assuming you know question number 1, 100%, that's your A question. And you can, which normally I'm telling you, let me make you aware, normally first question of the first paper is always tough.
Yeah.
And at least when I used to appear, it was always tough.
Mandated.
So first there will be some line which could be dicey. So, but it may not be the case, I don't know. You have to judge if you know the question 100%. If you do, and you can finish the question in those allotted minutes. If it's a 20-mark question, 36 minutes, and you can move on.
Right.
Not be married and stick to that, take to your heart and move on. Please try it. I'm sure it can work for you. So, strategy, I'm talking to 2 of you today. Maybe I'll talk to more. Everyone has a different thing. You have to work out what's best.
Absolutely.
So that you will be able to figure out when you do those mock tests. I don't want you to strategize this take bits and pieces from me, take bits and pieces from a fellow student, take bits and pieces from someone else, and mix and match, and then you end up in a soup in the exam. I don't want you to try that in the exam. If you want to try this, try it at home when you do that mock test. You'll figure out, yes, if ABC is the right way, and start with B first, and then A, and then C, or start with A, and then B, and then C. You'll figure out for yourself. It worked for me, and I feel it will work for anyone else also. But please let me know if it doesn't.
The wonderful line I would really want to highlight, that don't try this in exams, do it at home, because usually
exactly, yeah. The first time you actually go and write a paper is in the exam.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So you don't know what time you will take for a question. You know that there is no time planning. So the entire thing in CA is planning.
In fact, I would like to add on to that. I had asked for the certified copies of my papers. So when you look back at your own paper, you feel as if तुम walk करने गए थे और बस कुछ लिख के आ गए.
3 घंटे बैठना था वहाँ पे.
हाँ, because when you look at it, okay, some things you would have answered properly, but some things when you would read it again, you would feel कि मैंने क्या लिखा था. तो वो वही चीज़ है, क्योंकि practice नहीं है उस चीज़ की, वहीं पर ही we are like lacking.
In fact, I was thinking, I don't know if I had mentioned to you last time when we met, what you should ideally do is, even for a 3-hour paper, when you sit at home and do the mock test.
Right.
What you should ideally do, it sounds very absurd, but you should try and do it. I didn't do that though.
Okay.
But what one should do, yeah, is that if your center is, say, wherever it is, if it's 1 hour away, you should actually go to a place half an hour and come back half an hour.
Right.
Be used to the exact stress that you will face on the examination day, the way you're going to commute.
Yeah.
Did I mention that? I don't know.
No, you didn't. You
If I
said
did, but then do try that. It looks funny, but it'll put you into a real life situation.
no, actually.
Not that sitting at home and all that.
Right.
And try and probably, if you can, don't write the paper at home. Go to some relative's house or some anywhere else where in 3 hours you can get solitude.
Right.
If you can go to a library, nothing like it.
Right.
But nobody should disturb you. But do that commute and sit there for 3 hours undisturbed. Yeah, it's very important. And I know it looks funny.
No, from this only, what you're saying, I was actually talking to some of my friends. I told them, because what we discussed was putting yourself in those exam situations. So I said, okay, 4 of us, we'll sit in like those exam situations and give a 3-hour paper. And after that, we'll evaluate each other's papers. So that is how it would help us. So that was what we were planning.
No, it's a very good idea. 4 of you sit together, do exactly the way it is. Get your 15 minutes to read the paper and then write.
Right.
The way it is, and
We'll find an invigilator somewhere.
Yeah, no, you are your best invigilator, you yourself. See, this you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for me. You will pass. Hopefully, yeah. So basically, you were telling me that so what happens when you start? You think in a theory subject. So last time when we met, I told you it's very easy to get 62. You must have been confident on cloud 9. Yes, I will get 62 in all subjects.
Yes.
Relaxed, very relaxed.
Not very, because there was a setback after that. So last time also I'd asked for certified copies, and this time also I'd asked for certified copies. So there were things that I got to know about myself also. So some of the things, if you talk about theory subjects, the biggest problem is retention. You can't retain things. Last time I was very confident about professional ethics. कौन सा clause है, कौन सा schedule है, कौन सा so clause 2 first schedule and all that it goes. So what last time was fine, 6 on 8, and this time it was like I got all of them wrong because वो याद नहीं है कि exactly specifically 3 की जगह 2 लिख दिया, तो वो सब कुछ गलत हो गया उस तरह. So retention is a big challenge in case of theory subjects. That's what I feel in terms of attempting the paper and writing exactly what the examiner wants.
So basically, as I was saying, last time you went to cloud 9, today I'm going to try and drown you so that you probably are at 0 if not negative. Yeah?